What a win and what a half of football. West Brom may just about be back on track after a 2-1 win over Stoke.
You're watching the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel. For match previews, match day vlogs, match reactions and more, make sure to subscribe to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel.
Hello and welcome back to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel, where of course we're giving you all the latest news, views and opinions on all things Albion. My name's Louis Bent, back again with a match reaction for you all after West Bromwich Albion have beaten Stoke City 2-1 at the Bet365 Stadium this Saturday. What a feeling that is to get that away winning feeling back. I mean, second half was something to behold as a performance, as a victory, as a showing from a group of players. I think that was massive. And in today's video, we're just going to talk about that game, react to it, give my thoughts, give a few bits of analysis, whatever, and also go through each of the players' performances we always do in these types of videos. But before we crack on, make sure you subscribe, comment your thoughts on the game below. But yeah, what a half of football in particular. Obviously, we'll start with the first half. Pretty shocking first half. I think I in fact tweeted that once again the players had given up. Of course, 1-0 down at the halfway stage thanks to a goal from Jacob Brown. You know, going into the game, we weren't expecting to have the likes of maybe Jason Molumby in there, which was a massive boost to us, and what a massive boost it proved to be. We were looking light on our feet in the midfield department. Obviously, still got Nathaniel Chalabar in there, which I don't think was a massive favourite amongst Albion fans. But I think that was probably the strongest lineup you could have played, given the players that you had on the pitch. However, what a difficult first half that was to watch, to kind of hear fans reacting to on Twitter alongside me watching it. I mean, that was, I think I tweeted, the players have given up again. Playoffs, as soon as they become in the picture, Albion's players give up. And I don't think I was too wrong by saying that at all. I don't think I was too out of line by saying that at all. So it was a dismal first half. Really misplacing our passes, struggling to get the ball to a player wearing our shirt, to be quite frank, which was quite embarrassing for a team of Championship standard, for a team that had worked so well in possession under Carlos Corberán. Even last week against QPR and Rotherham, you could still pass the ball, even if it was very slowly and most of the time going backwards. You could still pass the ball to each other. I was really disappointed with the distribution in that game, the ability to kind of get those passes on target and reach another Albion man. I think that was the most disappointing aspect for me, and that's where I kind of fall down with Albion, is where in that first half you gave the ball away too much. You gave a little bit of confidence, in my opinion, towards a team like Stoke City, who are going to make things difficult for you, especially at home. And yeah, I thought they did exactly that in the first half, and I thought Albion really made Stoke look the better team, and that was the most disappointing thing for me, is because that Stoke on paper are not as good as Albion in terms of their playing squad, and that's the most annoying thing, frustrating thing as a football fan, to see a team being outplayed by a team that is not as good because of the application levels. However, I will put a physical pause there, because in the second half they came out and they were absolutely barnstorming Albion. What a second half of football that was. Goals, brilliant application effort. That was the main thing you needed to see. Carlos Corberán made them have a reaction at half time, and I think that was probably this is your last chance, lads. You lose this, you're out of it, really. And I think that was important for Carlos Corberán to get that team talk as right as possible. I think there were other times where he could have got that team talk as right as possible, but if it came today, better late than never with this Albion squad. And I think that was disappointing to see that it had to come now. And I thought that in Albion's players responded really well to it. Obviously, coming straight out the traps, 59 minutes on the clock, Jason Molumby scoring his first of the afternoon. I mean, a word for Jason Molumby, because he had to take, reportedly, coming from Carlos Corberán, had to take some pain-killing injections to be a part of today's game. Let alone, being on the subs bench, came straight into the starting 11, played through, by the sounds of things, it sounds like he's only got one groin on the go at the moment, but he's doing really well. And I've been really impressed with him this season, not just today, not just because he scored 2 goals. I think his effort, his application, his desire, but also his ability to put his foot on the ball now is becoming really prominent. And you can see why a team like Brighton had him in their ranks, because that's the sort of thing that he did. But, I've been sort of harping on about him for ages. People have gone, no, he's just a tackle, running around merchant. He's not really got that much ability on the ball, but he really has. And I think today, there's 2 goals. They epitomised everything that Molumby's about, and that's getting scrappy. They were horrible goals for Stoke to concede, horrible goals for Albion to score, but they're goals, and that's all all that matters. And Molumby celebrated them like they were scrappy. You see him going over to the away fans, but he, for me, is a massive asset for Albion and a brilliant piece of business at only £900,000 to pick him up. I think he's looked the real deal since signing permanently earlier, obviously in the summer. And I think he's done a fantastic job today and continues to do a fantastic job in the midfield. And we miss him when he's not there because he provides urgency and intensity in that middle of the park. And yeah, what a performance that was from Jason Molumby today to score 2 goals. And it's just amazing how he scored. He scored twice all season. I think once against Blackburn, once against Luton, I believe, as well earlier in the year. And now he scored 4 goals, got 4 assists. That's a really good midfield number for somebody who plays essentially in a deeper role, and I think he's done a fantastic job for that. But overall, Albion's application in that second half was much better. I'll go through the squad. I'll talk through my thoughts on each player's performance today. Alex Palmer had a few nervy moments in terms of distribution. Clearance is not going quite where he wanted to go. 4 out of 23 accurate long balls today kind of backs that up, but I thought still promising from him in goal. Nice to see him back between the sticks. Would have been my decision as well to put him back in goal. And I thought he did an outstanding job for that. The back 4, Furlong a couple of times could have delivered some better crosses, got in some really good positions down the right hand side, but kind of failed to get the correct weight on the cross, and I think struggled for that respect. But still an all right performance. Connor Townsend at left back, I thought, again, didn't quite get into some positions, but I thought Furlong did. However, I thought Townsend didn't quite get into the positions, but I thought he still, for what it's worth, did play some good passes, combined well with Thomas Asante when he was on the left hand side. In the middle of the back 4, we got Eric Peters, who I thought didn't have his best game again today. I don't think he really works well alongside Ajayi, from judging by how they play. Obviously, Peters, O'Shea, Bartley, all 3 very good box defenders, and I think Ajayi is not a good box defender, and they have to play a little higher up the pitch, and I think that's where Peters maybe struggles a little bit. But I thought Ajayi was class today. I mean that. I think he was brilliant. He'd probably be my second, maybe third in command for man of the match. Obviously, we'll talk through those options in a minute. Thought he was decent. I thought Chalabar in front of him had a much improved performance, and that's not just saying it. I thought in the first half he played a really bad pass, and it led to Peters getting booked. But ultimately, I thought second half he came out and showed his stuff. Very calm on the ball, knitting a few good passes together, the good passing moves. I thought he played quite well, especially in that second half. Jason Molumby, enough said about him, man of the match, 100%. Brandon Thomas Asante, left midfield, I thought he looked all right, but when he went up front, I thought he played very, very well. Really hammering the Stoke defenders, causing them problems. And I thought he was second in command for man of the match. Third Ajayi, but Jason Molumby. It's nice to have candidates, isn't it? To be honest. John Swift, I thought numbers wise his performance was good. Other than that, I thought his performance was quite poor. Really set Albion on the back foot for the Stoke's goal. Played a really dodgy, wayward through ball that was never going to reach a target, an Albion player, and ended up reaching an opponent. I thought, and then the effort to get back was not good enough for me, and that's where I struggle with him. Is that kind of thing when he gives the ball away, he's not really chasing back after it. And I think Wallace was all right today, a bit better than he was against QPR. Not quite the Jed we all have come to experience. I mean, he had a shot that nearly ended up going out for a throw in. But I mean, yeah, he was still a little bit better. Daryl DK, see, really unfortunate news with him. It's a real shame to see that happen. Obviously, he's got it looks like an Achilles tendon injury, could be months out with the action, probably his season over, definitely his season over, to be honest. And yeah, really sad to see him go off the field injured. He's had rotten look, looked pretty upset about it as well. So we do wish him all the best. Daryl DK, hopefully he comes back stronger. But yeah, real shame to see him substituted. But the man who came on for him, Karlan Grant, was very good. I must say, I'm a big sort of basher when it comes to Grant. Hit the post. Had a couple of good runs from those wide positions, cut inside well. Thought he looked all right, to be honest. Yeah, enough said on that. Thought he showed the application and effort. But yeah, credit goes to Carlos Corberán for whatever he said to them at half time, because that's what brought Albion home today. They created more chances. They had opportunities, and they played much better than Stoke. They could have had 3 as well because Thomas Asante went in on goal. But yeah, I thought brilliant performance second half. First half, really need to start the games like we did in the second half. Shouldn't need to go behind to show that sort of performance. But the grit, the desire, the application is always appreciated as Albion fans. That's all we want to see, really. We're not expecting wins. I think the wins would come if they showed that effort and desire every single game. But ultimately, a brilliant performance in the second half, and hopefully we can see much more of that going forward. But thanks so much for joining me on this match reaction. I hope you've enjoyed the game. Drop your thoughts down below. Did you go to the game? Did you experience some of that fantastic atmosphere in the away end? Did you watch it from home? Drop me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Subscribe if you are new. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.